Well, she suffered. Hassan, who has tonight's sports report. High school football just around the corner.
It is, Candace. We've been counting down the days. You know, high school football practice begins in less than a month. And today, coaches from around the state of Ohio gathered at Bishop Hartley High School to receive coaching from USA Football. They taught the best methods for coaches to instruct tackling to their young players in order to keep them safe. Coaches participated in drills that will make their players better while also preventing concussions.
So this is our opportunity to bring USA Football to Columbus. Obviously, football's safer than ever, and it gets safer every day. But with that safety has to come teaching, and this is a great opportunity to teach one another.
Just under a month until the
summertime is full of local football camps, but this one is a little bit different than most of the rest. USA Football presented a safety clinic today at Bishop Hartley High School. They taught concussion response, heat stroke protocol, and the safe fundamentals of blocking and tackling. Now, the game has really come a long way in the past decade by teaching kids the safe way to play. USA Football is hoping to cut down on future injuries.
Gone are the days that the coach would watch the Browns and the Steelers on Sunday afternoon and then decide they were going to have kids go out and do the same things. You know, now our coaches at every level are smarter and better and more intentional about teaching the game at the safest level. And they understand they're better for doing that.
This summer, kids are sharpening their skills on the field with some great support. Columbus police officers came out to Bishop Hartley's youth football camp today.
They passed out water bottles and cheered on the kids to honor the legacy of Officer Chris Hauser Sr. Officer Hauser passed away from cancer 15 years ago and had a special place in his heart for youth sports.
I think my dad looks over us, every week during this year and is hopefully smiling down and knowing that, it's to honor him. But more importantly, my dad was, it's about other people. It's about looking out for others.
Nice to see his son coaching, too. Each year, kids in 2nd through 8th grade take to the field to learn training techniques and improve their game.
Walking off the
A youth football camp at Bishop Hartley High School is helping some underprivileged kids.
New at 5:30, James Jackson shows us how it's also keeping a former Columbus police officer's memory alive.
Go. Teaching football and Catholic values.
Right here, this is my man.
This year marks the 15th year of Bishop Hartley's youth football camp. Chris Hauser Jr.'s family started the program 15 years ago. His father, Chris Hauser Sr., a Hartley graduate and Columbus police officer, lost his battle with cancer in the last year.
My dad's biggest passion was, I think, to give kids an opportunity to stay out of trouble, and football does that in activities.
The Chris Hauser Sr. Memorial Foundation provides tuition assistance for Hartley students involved in extracurricular activities. It also pays for camp costs for kids who cannot afford it.
We take anybody that wants to be a part of it, and it helps provide for those who want to have an opportunity to come to Bishop Hartley.
Words don't describe, I guess, how lucky we are to be able to, provide that.
Columbus police officer Mark Howenstein says Officer Hauser influenced him to wear the badge. He came out to cheer these athletes on.
They're just hardworking and they have a good work ethic, and we want to come out here and support these young men as they strive for excellence through hard work, teamwork, and perseverance.
We're on the ball. Keep going, keep going.
Around 40 kids from grades 2 through 8 pre-registered, but organizers say that number will likely double. While the camp wraps up in 3 days, organizers making certain Officer Hauser's memory will live on each and every year. James Jackson, ABC 6 News.
Columbus police are also showing their support by passing out water bottles and police recruiting materials to honor Officer Hauser's legacy.
Football Friday night preseason coverage continues tonight with the Hartley Hawks. The defending Division IV state champions looking to be in good shape to repeat this season. The Hawks return 10 starters on offense, including senior quarterback Jake Ruby. He's committed to play baseball at Ohio State next year. And on defense, they return 6 starters. This is head coach Brad Birchfield's 9th season for the Hawks, and he said his team has a great work ethic and he has high expectations this season.
If any area I think I'm really proud of, excited about, we got great players coming back who have been on the high stage and have done it, and but we've got great depth. We've got kids behind those really good kids that are playing right now that, man, they're just chomping at the bit to find a way to get on the field and play, whether it's in a crucial situation or special teams or when their number's called, ready to represent the Red Lil.
It should be really.
Season, we would just go straight to the source with three of the very best head coaches in all of Central Ohio football. Brad Birchfield from Hartley, Brian White from Hilliard-Davidson, and Byron Maddox from Walnut Ridge. We got all the bases covered. We got the OCC, the CCL, and the City League. We've done it all for you. So we're going to start with the team. You know what? You guys won a state title last year, Brad, so you all win. You get to go first. Hartley in 2016. How do you build on 2015? What do you like about what you have coming back?
Well, we love our kids. We love our group. We got an experienced group, talented group, great closeness and camaraderie and tremendous chemistry. I think we use the experiences we had in the past. We've got tremendous tradition, and that tradition's good because it pushes you forward.
Sure does. Brian, you know about tradition. You've won 2 state titles at Davidson. You're consistently there in the hunt year after year, back deep in the playoffs last year. What about this group?
Well, I hope tonight's not going to be the jinx for this year. We return very few kids. We have 3 on offense and 3 on defense, so really the jury's out. We're unsure ourselves what we're going to see out of this group, but we know our kids will come out and work hard and compete, and we'll take whatever the results might be after that.
Yeah, culture breeds that, right?
Let's hope so.
Yeah. Byron, at Walnut Ridge in the City League, you lost a really good player last year, a kid who's playing at Ohio State, so obviously a kid who can play. What do you bring back, and how is the City League different for you guys this year?
Well, we're going to be led on by our defense. We have an experienced couple guys in the secondary, Michael Ayers and Derek Forrest, and then we're going to ride behind our offensive line. In the city's going to be tough. Every week in the South Division, it's pretty much a rivalry. Marion Franklin will be good. Eastmore, Independence.
Is the City League getting better, you think?
I think it's getting more balanced.
Yeah.
Across the board, where sometimes there were some games where you thought you could kind of coast through. You can't really coast anymore.
Let's get into some issues that obviously affect every high school football team right now. Let's talk about participation levels. Nationally, the numbers are a little bit down. How are you all seeing it when not only you have your own teams, but when you go to scrimmage and you get ready for the season? Just give me a thought on what you think about participation numbers, how we're doing right now.
I think you have to work. You have to make football a product in which the kids want to be a part of. And there's a couple different ways that you have to your enthusiasm. And I think the successful program, people want to be a part of something that's successful and something that's fun.
What do you think, Brian?
Well, I think, and I heard a college coach say this over the summer, and I think he's 100% right. Football's safer now than it ever has been. Sometimes it gets some negative publicity because of all the money in the NFL and things like that, but it's safer now than it's ever been, and I hope that word gets out to parents that might have a little bit of apprehension about their kids playing, and if that word gets out and they understand how truly safe it is, I don't think I can see any foreseeable future numbers dropping off.
And Byron, when you go to teach kids now, Brian brought up the word safety, when you go to teach your kids, how much a factor is safe tackling for them in what you guys try to do every day?
Well, safety's everything. I mean, we're only allowed 30 minutes per day of full contact. So, I mean, everything is technique and just trying to coach guys up because you don't have that extra time that we used to have as far as contact and real live game situations. So we have to be smarter about everything.
Brian, we're going to go back to you for this one on Division I. The big changes this year, we just alluded to it in the show. 4 regions back this year from 2 last year. And then also the change in the playoff structure where it's from Saturday to Friday nights now. What were your thoughts about, because you guys had to vote on that this year. What were your thoughts on those changes?
I was wholeheartedly in favor of it. 2 out of the last 3 years, we've made it to the 3rd round of the playoffs, which when there's 4 regions is the regional finals.
Right.
Well, 2 out of the last 3 years, we're playing in the 3rd round of the playoffs, and you know, a trophy doesn't mean anything, but it's nice for the kids. You know, we lost those games, but it's nice for the kids to get something and be regional runners-up versus having to be state semifinalist and regional runners-up at the same time. So I was all in favor of it. I think it'll help the crowds on Friday night as well to not have to play on Saturday and go up against Ohio State.
All right, Birch, you know high school football around here as well as anybody does. You scout, you know what's out there, you know what the other teams are going to be doing as you get ready for the season. When you get ready for 2016, who do you like? Not hard. I'm talking about you guys. I'm talking about who else do you like that when you look into the season, you're like, that could be a really tough opponent down the line?
Well, I think we know in our league, St. Francis de Sales is really good.
Yeah, playing right now.
Yeah, they have some great players and obviously a tremendous coaching staff, and they're going to be ready to go. You know, obviously with Coach Jacoby returning to St. Charles, I know everyone's excited about that, and I hear a lot of enthusiasm come on that side of the street on the east side. So those teams expect to be good. From there, I know that we play Kilbourne and Central Crossing, and we've seen a ton of enthusiasm from those schools as well.
Byron, when you get in these hot days like we have going on right now, how much are you watching over kids?
Oh, very closely. Safety's everything. We take more water breaks. Like today, for instance, on our walkthrough, we didn't even have helmets on. Our building's hot. kids hot. I got some big boys that they don't need to be even hotter going into tomorrow. So I want those guys to be fresh.
One last thing for you all. We have a football Friday night preseason team coming up here in a few minutes. Some of the most recruited kids in Central Ohio. Recruiting trends right now. We got kids making basically their own music videos when they get recruited. I know you probably hate it. I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest. What do you feel about the state of recruiting, how things have changed, and how it changes the way that you all do your jobs?
Well, I feel pretty passionate about it. I know when I was a coach at a small school at Centerburg, I could not wait to be at a bigger school and see all these big-time coaches come through. Right. And now I hate it. I hate every minute of it. I see our really good football players, and I just cringe when they tell me that they're an inch too short or too slow. And I see guys that I know were better football players than that. I've embraced the fact that, listen, if what we do as a football culture and football family isn't for you, it's probably not for you. If you want to chase dreams, but we think chasing dreams are being with your teammates. Football's the greatest game in the world. It's the best day it's ever been.
Yeah. What do you think, Brian?
Well, I think colleges personally spend too much time worrying about measurables.
Sure.
Do the actual film. Yeah. We've had some great players that produce on film, and the film production's tremendous. But as Coach Birchfield said, it comes down to those measurables of how tall is he, what's he weigh, what's his 40 time. It's just so disappointing to know that our kids could compete at that level but never get a chance to do so because of those measures.
Yeah, it's tough business for sure. You had to be a BR to get in this group. Brad, Byron, and Brian all with us here. Thank you, fellas. Appreciate it. Good luck this season. When we return on the show, we're going to dive further into Central Ohio at the City League, the Central Catholic
League. You already heard about Hartley, the defending state champions. DeSales is playing its opener as we speak. They look strong again, a 10-win team last year. Alonzo Booth running the ball with power, could be Stallion-esque. Watterson made it back to the playoffs last year and may have momentum going in their direction. And Nate Meyer will help lead the charge. That's the son of one Urban Meyer, Nate Meyer. He'll likely play for a college football or baseball team in the future.
I mean, last year we were blessed to have a really, really good D. You know, we'll find out. I mean, like I said, it's kind of fluid motion right now until you find out, till you get going. But, you know, that's the goal. If you could start with a solid D, then you're in ball games, and then you can kind of go from there.
Bishop Hartley.
We start with the quarterback and a state champion to boot, a dual threat in the Hawks offense. But as good as Jake is, his football career will likely end here because next year he's committed to play baseball at Ohio State.
You know, a goal when it's back-to-back, and that's what's on our mind. That's what we're going to try to accomplish.
Bishop Hartley's first game since winning that state championship on the road against another powerhouse program, Toledo Central Catholic. We start with the Hawks. Marquette Dixon gets 6 points for 1 yard. That's good pay if you can find it. Touchdown Hartley. But the Fighting Irish respond with one of the best players in Ohio. His name's Michael Warren. He takes that pass from Torrin Campbell, 16 yards for an Irish TD. Central Catholic leads late in the game. Final chance here for the Hawks. Jake Ruby pulled down by James Hudson. And Bishop Hartley with a tough loss on the road, 31-28.
Central Catholic hosting the defending Division IV champions Bishop Hartley. Michael Warren, this is why colleges want him all across the country, making moves like this and taking hits like that. And then he would deliver.
More.
Down 6-0, make it 7-6 Central. Third quarter though, down 4, not anymore.
Watch Hudson.
Who are we going to give it to? Yeah. He's signaling. James Hudson the third. Michael Warren scores again, 17-14. Up 3 in the fourth though. Hartley would answer and take the lead with just over 3 minutes to play. Final 30 seconds to go. 4th and 4. 4th and 4 now. Torrin Campbell. Oh, the throwback to Warren for a touchdown. And the Irish on top. So here we go. Final 30 seconds. Hartley with a chance. Look out, the Michigan recruit, James Hudson the third with the sack. Final chance for Hartley. 1 play left, and James Hudson the third with the sack, sealing the game. Central wins a thriller, 31-28.
That was a wild one. You know, the first half we gave up a few big plays, couldn't get off the field on third down. Got some points, especially those 3 at the end really mattered a lot, it turned out. We're able to keep ourselves in, and that was the goal coming in against a team of this quality, that many returners, is we can't lose it. We can't win it in the first half. We could lose it. Let's keep it close. We did. Had a great third quarter, had a lull in the fourth, but showed a lot of perseverance and we were able to finish it off.
Third straight week they're at Marion Franklin. Franklin tonight. Marquette Dixon goes around the right side for the Hawks, and they were just starting to pour on points in the first half. It's a really good football team. Quarterback Jake Ruby back in the lineup. Look at him throwing now left side. Anthony Winey in stride. 48-0 Hartley in a rout.
Two talented teams.
All right, to the football field we go. First quarter, no score, and those Hawks going to jump out. Jake Ruby, 9 yards right there for the touchdown. Hartley led 7-0. Late in the first quarter, Hartley back at it. But watch this. Marquette Dixon will lose the football right there, and the Stallions, Chris McAnally, is there to recover. That would lead to the field goal. Dominic DeMacio, good from 20 yards out, 7-3 game, just before halftime. Stallions will find the end zone. Big Alonzo Booth from a yard out. DeSales goes on to win 31-24. Next up, taking us
Plethora of games throughout Central Ohio.
Exactly. We start with Hartley at DeSales. The road team has won the past two meetings. Hartley's January takes the pitch around the corner, and with some good blocks, he finds a whole lot of running room. He outruns his blockers, but keeps going for a first down. Hartley had a touchdown called back, so Jake Ruby keeps it himself. He finds a hole and muscles it in for 6. DeSales on offense. Cole Silvestri finds Ty Van Fossen. Son of our own, Jody Van Fossen. Mom's not going to like that. Ty gets hit and fumbles on the 1-yard line. No problem. The Stallions recover, and big Alonzo Booth punches it across for the score. A touchdown was the difference tonight. 31-24 final. DeSales wins it.
Another powerhouse class.
With our telestrator here. Hartley coming off a really tough loss. Great game last week at DeSales in week 4. Still a really good team. They play a crazy tough schedule. But it's passes like this one. You see quarterback Jake Ruby, what he can do. This is what makes him so tough to defend, Audrey.
I know. I was operating the camera, and I got faked out. But look at that.
Yeah, great precision.
Yes, that pass completed, keeps his feet in bounds, and what a pass.
Well.
And the Hawks gave the Wolves trouble like from the start of the game. In the first quarter, Marquette Dixon breaks free. Watch this. He's just gone. Runs it all the way. 7-0 Hawks. Then with 6 minutes left in the first, Cameron Culver from the Wolves' 46-yard line says he wants to do the same. Runs it in for the touchdown. 14-0 Hawks. You know that, Matt Barnes? He was there and loving it, of course, for his alma mater. Then in the second quarter, Dixon again breaks free from the Wolves. Defenders takes it in to make it 21-0 in the Hawks. And the Wolves their first loss, 45-13.
Barnes.
I know.
Reedy and Hartley, both teams at 4-2 entering the night. This was all Hawks, though. Philip Cole, jet sweep around the end. Up the sideline he goes, fighting through traffic. He'll go to the end zone. And the house was busy tonight because Jake Ruby, the quarterback, outstanding one, he's rolling left, around left end, down the sideline. He's in the end zone for 6 more. 56-17. Hawks score a big win.
Hilliard Bradley.
The week time, I wanted to go back to that Hartley game. Fascinating stuff. Watch this. This is Jake Ruby. He's going to throw the pass downfield. Cameron Culver makes the catch. Watch the effort here, the block. That was Jaden Manley. That is a man-sized block.
Yes, it is.
And that is a championship effort.
Touchdown.
The play of the night. That's pretty good stuff right there. A lot of teams scoreless in the first. Hartley on the attack. Philip Cole breaks a tackle. He's gone 40 yards for the touchdown. Hawks up 7-0. After another TD, up 14-zip, more Hartley. Jake Ruby finds Cameron Culver. Now watch out for the block by Jaden Manley here. Oh, when your last name is Manley, you come up with the big block. 42-yard TD. Hartley wins 52-17.
Man, that hurt to watch.
That was brutal. Our lone defending state champion from a year ago, aiming for more gold there.
But Hartley's road back to Ohio Stadium opens with a difficult matchup, and Matt Edwards has that story. Hey, Matt.
Well, guys, as we know, Hartley's built one of the great football programs, not only in Central Ohio, but in the entire state. Year after year, they play ferocious defense. And twice in the past 6 years, it's led to this, a state championship, a Gatorade bath at the end of the season. There it is. Tonight, the Hawks set out for another one of those celebrations, taking on Jonathan Alder. That's where our tailgate was. Pioneers playing without their star, Trey Pugh, as he was injured. He'll go to Northwestern. Hawks flying high from the start. Marquette Dixon up the middle. Next drive, give it to him again. Breaks through the line again. And off to the races again. The young man has speed. He scored 3 touchdowns in the first quarter. Alder fights back late, but the Hawks advance 35-21. Let's stay in D4.
We'll send it back to the boys for more.
All right, Kayla, thanks a lot. Division 4. 9:01, Jonathan Alder hosting 7-2 Bishop Hartley, and the Hawks go to work in the first quarter. Marquette Dixon, 5-yard touchdown, 7-0 still in the first. Marquette Dixon, this time a 46-yard touchdown. Hawks out front, 14-0, and just one more in the first quarter. Who else? Marquette Dixon, 5 touchdowns in the game, including this one for 49 yards. Hartley goes on to win 35-21. Next up.
With Bishop Hartley taking on Port Clinton. Scoreless in the first quarter, and the Hawks strike first. Marquette Dixon rumbles his way into the end zone for the touchdown. Hawks lead 7-0. Then later in the first half, Hartley's quarterback Jake Ruby rolls out. He's going to Ohio State on a baseball scholarship. Shows off his arm right here. A perfect strike to Jaden Manley in the end zone for the touchdown. Hawks move on, winning 44-7. How about some other scores from Central?
The only Central Ohio team from a year ago to win a state championship, 3 wins away from repeating.
Yes, Jared, but this would be a major step for Bishop Hartley. Our Matt Edwards picks it up from there. Hey, Matt.
Guys, Bishop Hartley, as we know, they're a staple in the postseason. In the past 5 seasons, there's no one the Hawks have faced more in the playoffs than Ottawa Glandorf. In the previous 2 matchups, Hartley has come out on top, looking to do so again tonight to win the regional title. They would have to stop quarterback Jay Kaufman, who has accounted for 40 touchdowns this year. Speaking of a guy who knows about scoring, Marquette Dixon into the end zone, 7-0. Hartley strikes first. Glandorf answering right back. Daniel Beamer pounds it inside, and we are knotted at 7. A lot of ground game early in this one, so let's stick to that. Cameron Culver takes the rock. He's going to weave. He's going to cut. He's going to march into the end zone. The Hawks hang on for a 38-35 win, their 5th straight regional title.
Taking on Ottawa Glandorf, and scoreless in the first. Hawks quarterback Jake Ruby rolls out, finds Jaden Manley right here for the 15-yard pass down to the 10-yard line, and that leads to this. Marquette Dixon finding the end zone from 5 yards out. Hartley takes a 7-0 lead. We move to the second now. Hawks down 14-7. Not anymore. Dixon scores his 2nd TD of the night. Hartley moves on to the state Final Four, winning 38-35.
Again, the WBL Tri-Champs taking on a familiar foe, a Columbus Bishop Hartley team that beat them in 2012 in this very same regional final game, and also last year in the regional semis, also at Bell Fountain, tonight's site. And you can watch this one in its entirety at 10 a.m. and 9 p.m. And just make sure you duck, get out of the camera shot, and just go on through, and you'll be good to go. First quarter, OG kicking off. Jasper Scarberry in coverage, big hit right here. I wouldn't want to feel that, but the Hawks march down the field. Their very first drive, Marquette Dixon scores from 5 yards out, 7-0 Bishop Hartley. OG looking impressive on their first offensive series. Jay Kaufman to Richie Knowlton, first down at the 48, picking up good yardage across midfield. Then Kaufman connects with Daniel Beamer. Plenty of time. Great job by the big guys up front. Another 26 yards to the Hawks' 20-yard line. More airmail for Kaufman, finding Connor Neese. Nice first down as he is tackled at the 3. From there, it is Beamer burying his head and taking it in. We're tied at 7, just like that. Hawks get it back, 3rd and 7. They go with a little screen pass, but they're not going anywhere. Trent Basinger, the first contact, and Tyler Ebiscotti forcing a punt, but here comes Ebiscotti. Big block by OG. They have a short field, and they look to capitalize. Yeah, says Ebiscotti. There's Connor Neese. Look at this cutback. Beautiful move by number 3, 4 yards. They are marching. Then Neese continues to run at 6 yards, bringing the first quarter to a close at the 21. Start of the second, 4th and 8. Kaufman evading trouble. Look at this run. Going to cut it back. What a gutsy run by the quarterback. Finds some space. First down at the 1. Then Kaufman finishes off the drive, dives in. 14-7 OG. But the Hawks come back. They get the victory tonight, 38-35. Watch that one tomorrow at 10.
Subdivision 6.
Thanksgiving traditions happens each year at Bishop Hartley because every year it seems they're one of the lucky Ohio high school teams to be practicing on Thanksgiving Day.
And the Hawks do it upright. They welcome their alumni back for Thanksgiving Day practice, celebrating the remarkable football tradition at that school. 3-time state champs, including last year. And tomorrow, the Hawks will try to get back to the state title game, a Division IV semifinal against talented Kettering Alter. By bonding with the alumni, the current Hawks remember the standard to reach tomorrow.
You know, we've been good for a long time. You know, they've built it, and it's become a strong motivator for our kids when they play now, as they look back and say, or the week leading up, they'll say, hey, we got to get the family back together.
It's really awesome to see everyone and then get the work in that we need to get in on a Thursday practice.
Also ahead tomorrow, the Ohio Bobcats very happy next year.
Yes.
Those are just half the Central Ohio teams that were trying to get to the title game tonight. But that wasn't all.
Exactly. Another pair that's used to deep playoff runs looking to keep another going. Matt Edwards joins us with more. Hey, Matt.
Guys, we got Newark Catholic playing tonight, and also these guys. Bishop Hartley, one of 4 teams remaining in Division IV entering tonight that had more than 1 loss. Bishop Hartley's 2 losses on the year are more than the other 3 teams left in D4 combined. Don't let those numbers fool you, though. Both teams that defeated Hartley in the regular season playing still this weekend for a state title berth. The Hawks are as battle-tested as they come. Tonight, another battle, taking on Kettering Archbishop Alter. The Hawks students traveling well. Tied at 7 in the second quarter. 4th and goal. Hartley gives to Marquette Dixon. And what else is new? Hartley takes a 14-7 lead. They're in good shape. 3rd quarter, same score. 4th and goal for the Knights. They're trying for it. Hartley's reaction will tell you everything you need to know. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh, here we come. Celebrate! They hold them at the 1-inch line. Alter would get the ball back with under a minute to play. It's 4th down, and the Hartley defense does what it did all night long, makes a play when it needs to be made. Hartley does it again. They're headed back to the state championship, 14-7, the final. In Division 6.
All right, Division 4 in London. Bishop Hartley taking on Kettering Alter. First quarter, no score. Hartley jumping out. Our motorist athlete of the week. That's Marquette Dixon off to the races. 43 yards for the touchdown. Hawks up 7-0. Second quarter, and more Marquette Dixon. Find some running room. Take this one 45 yards before he's knocked out there at the 20-yard line. That would set up the touchdown. More Marquette Dixon. 5-yard touchdown. Boy, is that guy good. Hartley goes on to win 14-7. Hawks heading back to the state title game to defend their title.
In Division
Final Four weekend for high school football in the Division IV semifinals. Unbeaten Alter met Columbus Bishop Hartley. Head coach Ed Domsite watched his team fall behind early in this one. Opening drive of the game, Hartley on 4th and 4. The Hawks get the first down and the touchdown. Alter trailed 7-0 just over 3.5 minutes into this ball game. Later, the Knights force Hartley to punt. It's a fake. Alter's Connor Brinkman forces the punter to throw it away. Great field position for the Knights, but it resulted in a missed field goal. Alter trailed 14-0 late in the first half. The Knights with a big play on this kickoff return, however. John Bivens III gives the Knights a spark. A beautiful run, cutting back across the field. Bivens takes it deep into Hartley territory before he's pushed out of bounds at the 15-yard line. A few plays later, it's Ryan Markoff looking to throw. The QB going to scramble to his left and take it into the end zone. Markoff dives for the touchdown. That would be the only TD on the night, though, for the Knights. Alter falls to Bishop Hartley, 14-7.
We covered more than 170 high school football games, more than we've ever covered before, and more Central Ohio teams advanced further in the postseason than last year. But still, just one school made it to state championship weekend at Ohio Stadium. Audrey Hassan has Hartley's story.
The hard work, the dedication, it's definitely got us back to where we're at now.
And that discipline and hard work has paid off for Marquette Dixon, who as a senior has finally gotten the chance to start at running back for the Hawks.
It's been a great season, just getting to run the ball this year just, excited me. So, when I'm excited, I go pretty hard, and I get a lot of yards when I do it.
Dixon has rushed for over 2,400 yards to help propel the Hawks back to the state final.
Yeah, Marquette has worked his behind off to get ready to go. He's been such an example that we're going to use for a long time.
Last season, Cody Kirkbride made a diving interception to seal Hartley's win over Steubenville 31-28. And now the Hawks will face the Big Red once again in a state final rematch.
We have great respect for our opponent, there's no question, but more of the focus on us. I think it's been my experience that we have a better chance if we're playing for something than against something.
And for the Hawks, it's for their teammates.
I think we're just a selfless group. That's kind of what we talk about all the time. We play for each other, play for the guy next to you and behind you.
We play together, we play hard for each other, and no matter what, we're gonna go hard 24/7 for each other.
Audrey Hassan, NBC4 Sports.
It just sounds good. Listen, I don't know this back-to-back. It just sounds great that this team had this great accomplishment, and we're really proud to play in a game of this magnitude and to win it.
I'm very excited to see my team cheering. I'm happy.
It means we're the best in the state of Ohio, and with 4 championships, we're the best ever in Franklin County.
Good evening. Hey, it's Friday Night Live back on the air after a mere 14-week hiatus for football Friday night, but one football game remains.
I know, Jared. This afternoon, I was at the shoe to see if Bishop Hartley, the only Central Ohio team to make the state finals, could bring home a second straight state title. The Hawks ran out onto the field at Ohio Stadium with the goal of winning back-to-back state titles in a Division IV final rematch against Steubenville. In the second quarter, game tied 7-7. Quarterback Jake Ruby finds Jaden Manley a 32-yard touchdown pass, and Hartley leads 14-7. NBC4's Matt Barnes loves it. Still in the second, Marquette Dixon breaks free, and he takes it all the way to the end zone on a 44-yard touchdown run to put Hartley up 21-7. Steubenville would score just before the half, but the game would remain scoreless in the second half until the fourth quarter. The Big Reds' Charles Reeves takes it into the end zone, game tied 21-21. Then with a minute 32 left in the game, Steubenville misses the field goal attempt, and Hartley's Cody Kirkbride returns it all the way to the Hawks' 32-yard line, and that would set up Hartley's Matteo Agresti. With 2 seconds left in the game, hits a 31-yard field goal to win it, and the Hawks are back-to-back state champions, their 4th state title in school history.
They've been a great group, obviously. Made their legacy in Central Ohio, and they're never going to be forgotten, and what a game.
First of all, I'd like to thank my teammates and coaches for giving me the opportunity to kick. When I went out there to kick, I was very focused and relaxed. The key to kicking is being relaxed and focused so you can concentrate on what you're doing.
Cody Kirkbride, when he ran it all the way back, what was going through your heads on the sideline at that point?
I was thinking I'm going to have to go out there and kick it, and I was mentally preparing myself. This is the greatest moment of my life.
Congratulations, Hawks. Other state titles decided today. The Division I championship tonight goes to 2 overtimes before St. X knocks off St. Ignatius 27-20. St. X becomes the first team with 5 losses to win a state title. Maria Stein-Marion Local won the Division VI title over Cuyahoga Heights. It's the 9th state championship for Marion Local.
Excited about that, but back-to-back championships put us in a pretty elite category with our school. But this is about the senior class and these kids and winning this game and having this kind of season. So, without further ado.
Brad, when they call a final timeout and they're setting up for the field goal, in your head, how are you planning the next series? Assuming they were going to make it, and then you look and see Cody's returning that kick about 60 yards.
I mean, you just don't know. I mean, we've been doing this long enough, and our games are oftentimes you just don't know. We have a lot of crazy things that have happened through the years, and we are pretty emotional, but respond pretty quick. So just didn't know how it would come out. If he would have missed the field goal, we would have probably played for overtime, be a little more conservative. If he had made it, obviously we'd had to go through the ball a little bit. But the fact that he returned it so far, we were in field goal position, and we're going to take a shot at it. But obviously, when you're kicking the field goal, you're thinking of worst case scenario. If this doesn't happen, what are we doing overtime? What are we going with? I mean, we were ready for a big one in the first play of overtime. That's kind of what we're discussing.
Cody, in your wildest dreams, you ever think about running the ball 60 yards down the field?
No. Well, I've always wanted the ball, but they put me at guard. So this is a good feeling. It was a good play, right place at the right time.
And obviously Cody had the interception that sealed the game for us a year ago. So this is probably a pretty good spot for him.
What were you seeing on the kick?
I was one of the only ones not to rush the kick. So I was just, again, right place, right time, got the ball. I didn't know the rules exactly. I just decided to run. What's the worst thing that can happen?
We have never practiced that, and I think that we have probably never practiced field goal rush either, to be quite honest. So we're just a get in there group, and that's what they did.
Did you get a good look at it? It looked like maybe he didn't get on the tee. He didn't really get up. He got under it because he didn't get on the tee. It didn't look like.
I didn't see anything. I just got the ball in there.
Talk about your kicker's mental fortitude. You know, he goes out there ready to make a 26-yard field goal. That 5-yard penalty, he's got to fall back to the group, and he still had enough in him up here.
Yeah, this is his first year kicking, and really he's only kicked like last 5 weeks because he plays soccer, so we only see him on game days. So I guess we know how mentally tough he is now, but you know, I don't know that he's never really been tested. I mean, he's a fantastic kid from a wonderful family, but never really been tested, so you just don't know. I mean, and I you know, gosh, I don't know what I would have done when I was 17, right? I mean, this is an important football game, and you know, big stage. So for him to do that was awesome, and you know, we rep it a lot. But a week ago, you know, believe it or not, Steven is not the only two that will acknowledge us. The only two people that were there besides the kids. We had a field goal blocked, a punt blocked, and they ran back a kickoff. So that's not good special teams play. And this week we had obviously the fake punt and the blocked field goal, kick almost 6. So.
Marquette, talk about their defense and how compared to other defense you guys have gone against this year.
You know, they're a really good defense. They're very physical, very good players, and you know, the majority of the players, they're coming up at the line to hit you every rep.
Difference first half, second half. It looked like you had not as much freedom in the second half as you did in the first half.
I didn't have as much freedom because you know they study. I know they studied a lot of plays, and you know, with them shooting gaps, it's really hard to like block it right away. So I didn't have as much freedom, but I mean, ultimately, did what I had to do.
They were fast, physical, well coached. I mean, it's the caliber of teams you see in a state championship game or a late November game. I mean,
let's talk about halftime adjustments. You guys are up 20-4. Obviously, the score late in the half. Anything you guys talked about at halftime to kind of?
Yeah, we moved a little bit. We had, you know, our corner Jacob was, we were afraid of getting a physical mismatch because he's a little bit smaller than 19. They're a great receiver. And then we put James on him, but, you know, I don't know that I did him a lot of service because he's not a natural, you know, cover guy. He's a linebacker who plays coverage well. So that was kind of our adjustment. And then obviously them being great coaches, they adjusted and hit him on the slant for the touchdown. That was really it. You know, we talked about, you know, obviously, listen, we're human beings, so they score right before half, we're not happy. I mean, we're a little down. I mean, I love to say they came in saying, but, you know, we were up 7 in the state championship game with a chance to win it all and all those kind of things. So just go out and play and see what happens. And that doesn't mean, listen, their field goal could have gone in and they could have been won. I mean, it was a great game. Let's play here or there.
Right, Jay Mano's not up here, but how important was his production? He had the touchdown. He stole the interception back to get you back to football. How important was he tonight?
This game had a little bit of everything. You know, I forgot about the stolen interception until you just brought that up. This game really did have a little bit of everything. He's a great player. I mean, I'm a believer that you win with your seniors. You're going to be as good as your seniors are going to be, and that's every year. And you know, our seniors just make fantastic plays.
Speaking of winning with seniors, this is the first senior class in Hartley history win back-to-back titles. I mean, can you say enough about how special this group is?
You know, I was thinking about them because it has been a little bit emotional, and I wonder if, you know, with Coach Wooten retiring and these guys leaving, we're very close to the senior class, and, you know, a lot of stories with them, and it is a little bit emotional, to be frank. I'm not overly an emotional man either. And so I thought about this long and hard, and I thought, so 2 years ago, when these guys were freshmen, 3 years ago, we had lost our first game in like 3 years. Coldwater came down and beat us at Hartley. First game in 3 years. So the next day, I'm watching the freshman game out there, and we're playing Moeller. And I walk out at halftime. Of course, we're yelling at the kids because we lost and all this kind of stuff. And these guys are beating Moeller's freshman team with 35-7. I looked out, and so obviously you knew it was an incredible class, a special class. I mean, these are great players, great kids from fantastic families. I mean, they've done everything we've asked us to do. Like, I don't understand the coaches who, you know, get angry with this guy won't do what I want him to do. I mean, these kids are going to try to do the best they can of what we ask them to do. And I mean, there's going to be other special groups. There's going to be other great groups, and other teams are going to have a chance to be really successful too. But I mean, these are just phenomenal kids. Got stories on every one of them, and everybody does. And again, we would be just as emotional if their field goal would have gone in. I mean, it was a great game, and it's a play here or there. But this sounds cliche. Love winning the state championship, really great. We were beyond blessed to spend 15 weeks with these guys. The maximum amount we could coach these guys and be around these guys, and be in a locker room and walking out and all that kind of stuff. That was a true blessing.
Brad, going in, I know you were a little concerned with your DBs and how they meshed up with their passing game. They seem to make some big plays tonight.
Well, they made great plays in the passing game too. I mean, they made the play that set up their last touchdown. I think they threw a hitch out of their number 2 receiver or a tight slant or something up on their sideline, and we were playing way off of them, and that's what happens. And then they made the great throw to 19, where he just muscled our really great player and went. I was really concerned they would run a lot of pick routes because that's what the Titans had done 2 weeks ago against us. We didn't get as many screens and pick routes, but then they could throw it vertical too. I mean, they have an unbelievable balance. And then, I never ever saw we went through yesterday or Wednesday all the stuff that they did a year ago that hurt us. And they ran with the great number 8 last year. They ran a ton of MTGT, and we just kind of talked through it a little bit. And lo and behold, they ran it with their second quarterback today. It really hurt us with it. I mean, we talked through it, but then when they can run it and throw it so well, it really has you guessing. I don't know who to put on who and who to. I mean, you're just trying to play football, but it's not that easy. These guys are such good coaches; they get you out of position.
Okay, we have time for one more question. We have Stephenville Wade. Anything else?
Cody, can you just sum up what winning the second consecutive state title means to you guys? What are you guys feeling right now?
Well, one of the goals we put at the beginning of the year is, for me personally, was to be one of the best class to ever walk through Hartley. And we're going to be the only ones who can say we won back-to-back titles. So this is one of the biggest accomplishments the school's history.
Next year's class can say it.
They can be a better class than us if they win another one, yes.